This is my range footage for the Topton rifle match on November 19th, 2023. So this is what I use for today's match. It's my American Defense upper-lower 17-inch handguards with a Criterion barrel, 20-inch chrome-lined hybrid profile. It's got the Vortex Strike Eagle 3-18 with the offset Holosun 507 comp, Triggercam, Harris bipod that I didn't need, Gissele SDE trigger, got the Magpul offsets that I also didn't use, and Radian Raptor and safety Magpul stock. This is the LA Police Gear vest with 5-pound plates front and back for a total 10 pounds. These magazines, this did not hold too well, so I'll have to swap that out. And my core belt. I didn't need this today because it's a rifle only. And this is the core essentials belt. And I use the S-Tac magazine pouches. And I didn't need this today. Blue Force gear. And I also recorded with the Insta360 Go3 camera, or Go2, or whatever it is. And that's it. I didn't also need this today either, but I want to get used to it for December 3rd match. And I think that's it. I said Triggercam 2.1. Everything ran well today. Stage 1, tiny circles.
Shooter ready, stand by.
So for stage 1, we had 3 magazines loaded to 8 rounds each. And I opted to start in the middle. I used the red dots for this. You had 2 on top, 2 on bottom, and then on the left side, 2 on top, 2 on bottom with the no shoot. Unloaded, picked up the magazine, came over here to the left hand side. This is where you had the tiny circles. I think I had the magnification around 8. I should have upped it up a little bit more. And the first one hit a little bit low. I should have, my holdover was wrong. I should have just dialed the whole stage. It was about 25 yards away. If I had dialed, it would have been a little bit better because I would just use a center hold. After this, take the magazine out, run over to the table, pick up the third magazine, come over here to this barrel where we had to shoot from the weak side. This is again circles. So we had to shoot these brown ones up here. This is a little bit easier. Even though it was from the weak side, I had no problems with it. And I actually used the right holdover on this one, so I had no problems. Okay, just finished up. Got all these.
In or down?
So stage 1 results, I was 14th out of 18th in the open division. The 30-second penalty definitely didn't help, but as usual, I'm still a little too slow. Stage 2, spinner.
Ready? Shooter ready, stand by.
So for this stage, we went to the prone position. I actually thought about using the Harris bipod, but I thought it was going to be too short. So I just opted just to go into regular prone, unsupported. Take out these 4 targets, metal targets, then you just shift over to the right side. And now you have to shoot the 4 targets on the right side. And this time I actually had the magnification on a little bit lower because last time I did a stage like this, I had the magnification too high. And I kind of lost where the targets were. So got these 4 out of the way. Then you go up here on top of this big tire. And now we have to shoot all 8 of them. We could have gone left to right or right to left. So I went right to left. Made pretty quick work of these. These skinny ones always bother me. Got that one. And then there's the last one where I was just rushing it and I kept missing. Then from here, we had the rifle spinner. Now, most people change magazines, so I did the same thing, just in case I needed more rounds. I'm using the 75 grain RMR bullets. And the key is just use momentum. If you shoot at the wrong time, you actually stop it. So you have to time it right. Next time I do a spinner, I want to actually engage the top and bottom.
That's what I'm worried about.
8.556.
So for stage 2, I was 12th out of 18th in the open division. No penalty points. However, I'm still, for some reason, way too slow. I gotta try to speed it up. Stage 3, Evil Tree.
Shooter, are you ready?
No, because I'm an idiot. I'm ready.
Stand by.
So for stage 3, we started off the tank trap. I thought about using my game changer, but I just didn't want to lose any time. Started from there's little trees over here on the left-hand side, and I actually dialed on the scope this time instead of using holdovers, and I had a bit of a hard time with the first one. Then I was pretty good after that. You come down over here. I missed the 5th one the first time. From here, I switched to the red dot because you had this like little alleyway kind of thing with the net, and you just had these paper targets. I think I missed 2, and I got the no shoot once, so this cost me a little bit. Then you run over here through this path, you run through this door, which unlocks that, and I think I had the safety on, and that's why it took me a second. Then you can shoot from anywhere over here. I just opted to put it on top of his shoulder. And then you got these little targets all over here from left to right that I went. These little ones, again, always give me a hard time. So you got 3 on the left side and then 2 on the right side.
Finished. Unload. Show clear.
For stage 3, I was 12th out of 18th in the open division. Again, those 30-second penalties definitely didn't help. Stage 4, Jungle Run. Alright.
Shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by.
So for stage 4, we started in the standing position. We had 2 metal targets at about 35 yards. And then you had to kneel for 2 rounds and then back up again. I opted to use the red dot instead of the scope. I don't know why, but it worked out well. Then I came over here and you had 6 targets. You had to shoot twice. This is pretty easy on this one. And then from here, we went to the jungle, and this is where a lot of people reloaded. I didn't feel like reloading because I hadn't missed much, or I don't think I missed any up to this point. So I felt comfortable that I can hit these 5 remaining targets. And of course, I missed the first one. So after these 3 on the left, we went over to the right, and there was 2 more targets, and I shot all these from the kneeling position.
5147. Okay, we're clear. 5147.
So stage 4, I was 4th out of 18th in the open division. I did much better on this one. I didn't miss many standing up, and then from the last part, I didn't miss many either. That's what helped me. Stage 5, long range.
Safety on.
Yep.
Loaded. Low red.
Bolt forward. Yep. Shooter ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
So on stage 5, we had to shoot from this slot, and we had to angle it to the 90 degrees to the left. And this targets were at 100 yards, so we had to do, since you're angling left, you had to aim to the right. If you can see it right here, it's just basically on the edge of the target. This skinny one, you had to aim a little bit more. A lot of people had a little hard time with this, even after we explained it to them. Then from here, I was supposed to hit the stopper. And of course I forgot, and they reminded me, and I had to come back, which cost me a little bit of time. And this is a stopper right here. So after every shooting thing, you had to come back and hit the stopper from that position. So this, you have to shoot through the door. And now these are all at about 200 yards. These odd-shaped targets. This one's a triangle. And I should have just dialed. I forgot to dial, so I had to use a little bit of holdover. If I had just dialed at 200, I would have been a little bit better off, because I would aim right at the center of the plates or the targets. Because I had a hard time with this one right here. Then last one, I got it on the second one, or I'm sorry, third one. Then hit the stopper, then move over to the right. These culverts, I believe they're called. This was a little bit easier because I was in a little bit lower kneeling position, and actually did a much better job with the holdovers on this one.
Good job. Load show clear. Here you go.
Stage 5 results, I was 3rd out of 18th in the open division. This was my best finish of the day. Probably would have been a little bit better if I hadn't forgotten to hit that stopper initially. Match result in the open rifle division, I was 6th out of 18th with 81.4847 percentage points. Overall match results, I was 20th out of 60th shooters with 67.4486 percentage points. I like the fact that it was only a rifle and no handgun. All my gear for this match worked great. I had no issues with anything, no malfunctions. The Strike Eagle scope worked well. It was the first time using it. The offset red dot worked great. I went with the Holosun 507 comp because that's what I have in my handgun. And it's the same thing I'm familiar with. I really liked it. Going forward for all my matches, even the 2-gun, I'm going to use the RMR 75 grain bullets. They work well. They're very accurate. Going forward with my training, I still need to work on speed, of course, because I'm still too slow. But I also need to work on the positional shooting, because if I'm going to be slow, I should not be missing like I am.